a cake mix because it's fast, easy, and it turns out good, so why not? But we're only gonna get started if I can get this thing to open, which I can't. Should have just used the scissors the first time, but anyways, we're gonna put all that in this big tub, and then we're gonna pour in milk instead of the water because it's supposed to make it taste better or something. I don't know, I forgot, but I learned the tip from Break My Day Mimo, so I use it and I think it works. Let's whisk it. And now we pour the oil. I'm getting little drips of oil everywhere. Let's crack eggs. Egg number 1. Not bad, could have been better. I rated a 7 out of 10. Egg number 2. Quick, but a little messy. 8 out of 10. Don't know what way of cracking eggs this is, but 10 out of 10. Murder those egg yolks and then mix, whisk, and keep mixing until it looks beautiful, smooth, and delicious like this. Here's another tip or hack, but this time I learned from Emma's Goodies. You take some boiling water. I didn't actually take any boiling water, but you can take any type of water, and then you add coffee powder to that, you mix it in, and then you pour that into your chocolate cake mix or your chocolate frosting or whatever chocolate thing you're making, and it enhances the chocolate flavor. I'm not 100% sure if this works, but I actually do think it kind of works, but I can't confirm, but I think it works. It is now time to put the parchment paper in the cake pan. Also, I was going to turn this into a really cool transition, but the editor me does not really want to turn this into a transition, so you're just going to see me do these weird hand movements, so that's great. Anyways, I just want to let you guys know that this video is not a recipe of any sorts. This is just me sharing my process of making this cake because I had so much fun making it. I wanted to film it, and I wanted to make a cake with me, bake with me video, so this is that cake with me, bake with me video, and I hope you're enjoying so far. But if you actually do like how the cake turned out, and if you actually want instructions so you can make the exact same cake, then I actually have a video for you guys, and I've uploaded it on my mom's channel with instructions and like steps that you can follow to make this exact same thing. So if you want to recreate this cake, then go check out the recipe, which is out on my mom's channel, but this video is not a recipe. So yeah. We spray some butter and then we pour. I forgot to preheat the oven. Time to bake. And while that bakes, we're gonna make the best chocolate frosting ever. And this recipe is by Emma's Goodies. We start by putting cocoa powder in the bowl and then doing this. After we're done with doing whatever that was, we're gonna add sugar, and a lot of it. And then we mix. I forgot to add the salt before mixing it, so we're just gonna do that real quick. This chocolate frosting recipe is actually so different than the other ones I've seen because this one has boiling water, which I didn't actually see in other recipes, but the boiling water actually really helps dissolve the cocoa powder and the sugar and stuff better because, I don't know, stuff dissolves better in hot water, so it makes the frosting taste really rich, I think. Anyways, you know when you're mixing using this mixer and then a lot of the stuff just gets attached to this little bottom part of it? So here's what you do. You slowly lift up your mixer and then you let it keep spinning so all that excess drip or whatever the thing is on there just kind of comes off to the sides of the bowl, so it's like easier to wash the mixer and it's like less wasting of whatever's stuck on the mixer. I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Hopefully it makes sense. And the frosting is ready, and so is the cake. That's one. We're about to make 3 more of these, and because I only have one cake pan thing of this size, that's going to be 2 hours of baking, and we still have the decorating, so this is going to take forever.
2,000 years later.
And here I am, after that forever, which was like a millisecond for you, but hours of work for me. But here we are, the cakes are all baked. We are now going to start stacking them all up, and we're going to start putting our delicious chocolate frosting in between, which actually was just so delicious. I loved it so much. Now, I wasn't actually planning on decorating this cake when I first thought about making it. I just thought I was gonna like keep it very simple because I knew I was gonna mess up and it's gonna take forever. Like I messed up this layer while stacking it. I was supposed to cut the little dome shape things off the cake, which I do sometimes and sometimes I don't because these cakes were kind of pretty flat, but I should have done that. Didn't do that, so had to do this. Anyways, I was just gonna keep it very simple, just like smother it in like chocolate frosting and then just cut it up and eat it up. But then as I kept going and making and spending hours, I was like, you know what, let's just spend a few more hours and let's just do a little bit more work on this and let's fully finish the cake. So here I am giving it a crumb coat with the chocolate frosting. It does not look the best, but our crumb coat is finished and so is all of our chocolate frosting. So that's amazing. It's not. Now, the chocolate frosting I made is actually not stiff enough to use it for decorating, so we're gonna also have to make buttercream. And buttercream is not something I really enjoy making a lot because, first of all, my voice just fully cracked. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of the taste. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it because it's literally just butter and sugar and I can taste that sugar and I love sweets, but that's just a lot of sugar. And I also made a chocolate version of the buttercream, just added cocoa powder to it, and this one kept melting, which is the second thing I don't like about buttercreams. I don't know if this happens to everyone, but it happens to me. Sometimes these buttercreams just turn out so good, they are stiff and amazing, and sometimes they just keep melting. And it's like a weird guessing game because I have to think about it and I'm like, is this a buttercream going to support me and it's going to work with me, or is it going to decide to keep melting and annoy me? I don't know, and I don't like that. It scares me. After a whole day of baking and making chocolate frosting and a half a day of making the buttercreams, we are ready for the decorating. And I'm gonna start off by quickly scraping off any excess chocolate frosting. Then we're just gonna start covering the cake with our buttercream. Now, I didn't actually tell you why I made this cake, so I actually made it in August, which was a while back ago. So one of my friends jokingly just said, bring chocolate cake to school. So I was like, I'm actually gonna make a chocolate cake and take it to the first day of school after summer vacation. So here I was, spending 2 whole days fully determined and dedicated to take this cake to school to surprise it to my friends. What am I saying? I was determined and dedicated to take this cake to school to surprise with it to my friends. No idea what I'm saying, but school got canceled and I didn't actually get to take the cake to school, but they actually did get to taste it, so it kind of worked out. And while I struggle to speak, I am done with covering the cake with buttercream. It's not fully covered because I actually didn't have enough buttercream, but we're going to make it look like it was my intention to make a naked cake, so just shh. And I also added some chocolate drips. Now, you may or may not be wondering, I made this cake in August, so why am I uploading it now? Well, that is because next week is my birthday. So consider this a somewhat birthday special caking with me video because I've actually never done a cake with me video for my birthday month. I guess, I don't know. My birthday's next month, so I thought this would be a perfect timing to just upload a cake video, so yeah. I was so scared for the piping part because I thought the buttercream will just fully melt and betray me, but it was actually kind of stiff and it was so satisfying. I added a ton of little pipings just here and there everywhere on a little side of the cake to make it look cool and like halfway designed or something. And then I stuck a ton of different pieces of chocolate in there, which some of them you can't even see, but just act like you can see them. And then I also added some chocolate wafer rolls. This little piece of chocolate just did not want to go in the cake, but I shoved it in there and the cake is ready. This was like my second or third ever time making like a properly decorated, fully finished cake, and I think it turned out so beautiful. Like, I love how it looks. It looked so nice and cool, and it tasted so good, all thanks to that delicious chocolate frosting. But I loved it so much, and I hope you guys liked watching this video. And the cake was gone really fast, so here are some slices for you to quickly eat up through your screen. I don't know how you will, but it was gone pretty fast because it was just so good. Now that the cake is complete, the video is done, you can
get out of my kitchen.